the Nigerian system is totally rigged by these guys in power. They decide what happened at the three arms of government. They know how they do it. They know how to manipulate the system to achieve their goal. So if somebody's case is in court and the proceeding is still going on, and someone is telling him that they already know the outcome of the proceeding that is going on in court, it means it's already rigged. So what they are doing in court is just formalities because they already know the answer to what is going on in the court. And this is very, very sad that the judiciary has, allowed themselves to be, played into this kind of game. And they say that the judiciary is the last hope of the common man. I don't know if we can say that today. Hello, guys. Welcome to my channel. This is Andy Media TV. I was watching the interview, held by Elisha Abbo, the former senator from Adamawa State. And I listened to so many things, he said, concerning what goes on, in the National Assembly, particularly in the leadership of Senator Godswill Akpabio, the Senate President. So he kind of trying to throw more light on what Natasha is going through, in the hand of the Senate leadership. That is not new because for him as a person and even being a man, he went through quite the same kind of ordeal. So guys, if you are new to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel and also like and share this video and press the notification bell so that when my next video drops, you'll be among those to be notified. When he went, to the house of the Senate President, he took him around the house and was telling him he had a chapel, and he took him there, to see. And, it was similar case, with Natasha, trying to show her his chapel. So probably there may be something about this chapel that anybody that comes to his house, he will want to, take them through, the building and the chapel, as the case may be. So Senator Elisha Abbo said he took him there and he looked at him and told him that 5 senators will be leaving the Senate. And he said, really? Well, according to him, truly, 5 senators were fired, were sacked from the Senate, through the court. And he happens to be one of them. And when he told him that, he never knew. And he asked him, how did you know? He said, I am the Senate President. So I think through this, and I began to understand that the Nigerian system is totally rigged by these guys in power. They decide what happened at the three arms of government. They know how they do it. They know how to manipulate the system to achieve their goal. So if somebody's case is in court and the proceeding is still going on, and someone is telling him that they already know the outcome of the proceeding that is going on in court, it means it's already rigged. So what they are doing in court is just formalities because they already know the answer to what is going on in the court. And this is very, very sad that the judiciary has, allowed themselves to be, played into this kind of game. And they say that the judiciary is the last hope of the common man. I don't know if we can say that today. Because if you had told this guy that 5 senators will be leaving the Senate, and truly 5 senators left the Senate, including himself. And according to him, 2 other senators left because of their ministerial, appointment, making it 7. And he said something that Akpabio approached him 2 a.m., to support him when he was, contesting for the seat of the Senate President. And remember, it was the president who brought him in and put him there as the Senate President. And we already see the reason for him to do his bidding. Whatever he wants from the National Assembly, the Senate President pushes that. And he's not denying that fact because he came out to say that anything the president wants, they will do it. That was when he was asking for a presidential jet, that was procured for him some months back. So he was not hiding it. And anything that the president has brought to the Senate or even to the National Assembly, there's no debate about it. He says true straight away. In fact, some of the things, even in 2 hours, it is done. And I recall Senator Tony Nwoye, Senator Baribe, and the rest of them have also stood up in most cases, to challenge what the Senate President is doing in the National Assembly. That they don't allow people to debate bills. They just brought in bill, choked them up to pass it with the speed of light. And that's why some bills were passed under 2 hours. It went first reading, second reading, and third reading. So I have said this thing clearly. Nigerians should learn something. When there is a fight between politicians, don't bother about the people involved. Listen to what they are saying. It is when there is fight that they tell you the actual thing that happened in the system. But people will continue to go and attack the messenger instead of picking the message. El-Rufai came out and said a lot of things about APC and what is going on in APC. People were not listening. They were attacking El-Rufai. We are not saying El-Rufai is a saint. We are not saying there's a saint politician. No. But when there is scuffle among themselves, that's when you learn the truth of how they manipulate the system. You learn the truth on what things they do in the secret that the citizens are not aware of. So when you listen to Senator Elisha Abbo of what he was saying, it's clear evidence that the whole country is captured. And I think the capturing was done in a tripartite, system. The president has taken the executive and put in his pocket. Through the Senate president, he has captured the legislature. And through the minister of the FCT, he has captured the judiciary, as the case may be. That's the way I feel this whole thing has, come to be. So Senator Elisha Abbo, former senator, said that because he refused to support him when he was, contesting for the seat of the Senate president, because he already committed himself to Senator Yari, Abdulaziz Yari. So he said, no, he's not going to do it, that he is supporting this person. All right. And according to him, he said he was called that they are sharing $10,000 at the fourth floor at Transcorp. He said he's not interested in their money. All right. That's the camp of the Senate president, sharing money for senators to vote him in as the Senate president. You see, we have been saying this over and over again. By the time you collect money, all right, to vote against your conscience, it will come to haunt you later. Now, let's assume that the $10,000 was shared to them, and those that collected voted for him. Today, are they enjoying the Senate under his leadership? Because he has gagged them. He has gagged them that they cannot talk, they cannot debate bill, they cannot challenge him, they cannot say anything on the floor of the House of the National Assembly. That's how bad it is. When you watch their proceeding, you see how he shuts down people. Just look at the ratification of the state of emergency in Rivers State. A whole former governor like him, the former governor of Bayelsa State, all right, stood up to speak. Seriake Dixon, what happened? He shut him down. He shut him down completely. That the man couldn't even say what he stood up to say. So that's what you see. The same thing is happening in the House of Reps. Once you want to say something that is contrary to the direction they want to go, they shut you down. And remember, you can't speak on the floor except the Senate president points at you and gives you the audience to speak. So with that, he already knows those who are for, who are against, he knows. So he won't point at you to speak. He will ignore you and do as if he didn't see you. And that is what Natasha has been complaining. That even in the floor of the Senate, he will raise hand, he will not point her to speak. She will submit a bill, the bill will not be put in the order paper for the day and will not be read on the floor of the Senate. And that's why she got frustrated. And what was the issue? The issue was because she refused to make him happy, as he has demanded, according to her. Same thing with Elisha Abbo. He has refused to support him as the Senate president when he was contesting for that position, and he hunted him down. He came to hunt him in all forms and shapes and manner. He mentioned a lot of things, how he was not reimbursed the expenses he made to attend the function out of the country. He also mentioned how other 4 senators, including the other 2, remember 5 left plus 2 who went for ministerial position, he said that their official vehicles were sent to their homes except him. Why? That is the question. So, and this comes to the point that I don't support this system that federal government has spent billions of naira, to procure vehicles, and the person serves for 4 years and goes with the vehicle. Next 4 years, the next group that are coming, they spend the same amount of money, to buy vehicles. After all, they say government is a continuum. So why is always the vehicle part not a continuum? And even when they are taking these vehicles, in some cases they sell it as scrap. When you call it scrap, it's something that they buy it at a ridiculous price. Most of the SUVs they are using, they bought it at between 140 million to 160 million. If they are to buy it to go with it, they're going to sell it like 5 million, 2 million, 3 million, honestly. That's what happens in government. So it's just a system of corruption, a system of looting the treasury dry. So why didn't they take the National Assembly and go, so that when the next group that are coming in the next 4 years, they build a new National Assembly, if it's making sense? These are government vehicles procured by the government. Why will individuals take them home? Then if you are giving the vehicle to them, why didn't you include Elisha Abbo? Is he not a former senator? Others who were sacked by the court like him got their own vehicles. Why not him? Because he refused to support him as the Senate president when he was contesting. This is the same situation of Natasha, because she refused to make him happy as is demanded according to the lady. That's why she's going through this ordeal that her bills are not read in the floor of the Senate. She was removed from the local content committee. She was removed from trips abroad to represent her committees. And even to speak on the floor of the Senate, she hardly got the platform. And the seat movement, she was affected. So when you look at it, it seems like, according to Elisha Abbo, that the man is so vindictive that the moment you go across him or you don't do things how he wants you to do them, he marks you out for destruction. He mentioned other guys, Senator Alain Dume, when he came out to speak, he was taken off his position and brought down to the floor of the Senate. Are we talking about Ningi, Abdul Ningi, when he came out to say that the Senate are padding budget? What happened to him? He was suspended. And I think Natasha is the only person that has been suspended for up to 6 months in that red chamber. And we saw video, like he mentioned, Elisha mentioned in his interview, the video of when he was, doing same thing with Saraki, and Saraki showed maturity. So what is the point that somebody made a case and submitted a petition? Nobody want to hear that petition. They capitalized on he violated the Senate rules, and then they threw her out for 6 months, took away her security, took away her salary, including even her aides. I was just hearing that even her aides are not to be paid. She cannot show her face around National Assembly complex. So when you look at the severe punishment they gave this lady just because she spoke out, and that's why I pity so many women who were aligning, in the other camp and was talking rubbish about Natasha. You guys don't understand what it means. When you turn a man down who is your boss, you don't know what the lady goes through. You guys don't know. Not to talk of a man that is as vindictive as Elisha Abbo has explained in his interview. So people don't know. That's why they said he that wear the shoes knows where it pinches. So when people come out to say a lot of things, why can't they do investigation? Let the investigation prove that Natasha was lying. Let that investigation be the one to prove it. But why are they trying to frustrate having an independent, transparent investigation on Natasha's allegation? Why? That is the question. If you know you did nothing, you will not be afraid of any investigation. But why are they trying to stifle her voice to the point that even the governor of Kogi State has joined the group to declare all kinds of curfew in Kogi State because she's coming home to meet her constituents? But they don't know who they are dealing with. They block all the roads. She flew in by air and landed with helicopter. They don't know the lady. That is why they are doing what they are doing. They don't know her. It's going to be a long battle between her and the Senate president. Allow transparent investigation to go on concerning the sexual harassment issue. And at the end of the investigation, the result that comes out will make people to know if Natasha was lying or she's saying the truth. And whatever comes out of the investigation determines what happened next. So the next move was to remove Natasha. And they went and collated fake, signatures and sent to INEC. So if INEC is saying they don't know that the signature and the names and whatever they have are fake, then that will be the dream island, as the case may be. Go and do proper investigation of those names, the addresses, the phone number. It's very simple. Send the phone numbers to the carriers, and they will print out the names of those who has the numbers. And their state, they have their data. It's there. Go to NIMSI. They have national ID. Their names and this are there. You will see their state. You will see where they come from. You will see all the information. It's very easy to verify. So you will find out that most of the people that they put the name and whatever nonsense signature they sign there are not people from Kogi State, not even to talk about from her constituency. So this is how they have manipulated the system to use it against the weaker people. So when the man sits at his position, holds the gavel, you feel like God, you feel like can do anything you want to do and get away with it. You can't allow your fellow colleagues to speak. That's why the other 3 women in the Senate, they are afraid. They can't talk. They are afraid. That's why many senators can't speak. I heard Elisha Abbo in that interview saying that the Senate president also even brought in first-time senators and gave them position, which violates their rules. Because those that are supposed to be in all those top positions, minority leader, majority leader, senate leader, and the rest of them, are supposed to be at least from 2-time senators. So, what are we talking about? So, when you listen to what the man said, you will see how terrible the system is being run. It's already rigged system. It's a rigged system. So whatever you are doing, that's why most of the times I pity Natasha, because fighting these evil people, fighting this group of people is not a small fight, because they have the resources, they have the people in different positions, wherever you want to go for, the issue, they are there. They will see a way to navigate through the system and bring you down. Elisha Abbo said it in an interview, how the court brought an order restraining them from, removing Natasha, suspending Natasha, pending when the hearing in the court is done. But they went ahead and said the court will not tell them what to do. But today, they came back to say that the matter is in court, therefore they cannot hear it. Just look at it. These are lawmakers. These are lawmakers. They call themselves lawmakers. They call themselves distinguished. What is distinguished about how they behave? There's an order from the court restraining you from suspending the woman pending the hearing from the court. You refuse to obey that order. And like he said, instead of the court to place them on arrest, ask IG of police to arrest them, the court, now the same person vacated this order, which they have violated, and the next thing they do was to recuse himself from the case. There's no legal system, there's no law, there's no order, there's nothing. Everybody does what they want to do because they are in one certain position. You are in that position because Nigerians are paying you. It is Nigerians' money that you are spending and enjoying. And you are there. Instead of making laws that will improve the lives of Nigerians, you people are there doing what you people like. Nigeria is a dire need of rescue. Nigerian system has been just win election or rob election, enter there, steal whatever you can steal. You don't care about the people. That's exactly the kind of democracy Nigeria is running. You don't care about the people. They don't care. And it's quite unfortunate that we have gotten to this point. So I'm going to play you the video of the interview Elisha Abbo had, where he was speaking about his experience with the Senate President, Senator Godswill Akpabio. And when you hear him liken it to what Natasha has been going through, you will see they are similar, sort of. So the difference is that this one did not support him during his quest for Senate presidency, while this one said she was sexually harassed. But the treatment given to both looks similar because it's coming from one man, which means that's probably may be the way he behaves against those who goes against him. The video I'm going to play is going to take you to the end of this video. So I'll be leaving you guys here and then expect to hear your comment, about what you feel concerning what Senator Elisha Abbo, former senator, has said. And he's one man that is vocal, he's one man that, he doesn't fear face, and he has said most of these things years back before it even happened. So guys, let's watch the remaining part of this video and hear what he said in the Arise News interview, and then put down your comment so that we continue to, interface on this matter, and I'm going to respond to your comment. Trust me on that. So before I leave, don't forget to like and share this video, and also press the notification bell so that when my next video drops, you'll be able to be notified. And subscribe to my channel, all right, to continue to get this quality content and get the alert as it hurts. All right, so guys, I'm going to leave it out there and then take a look on this video concerning Elisha Abbo interview and his experience with Senate President. And then that takes you to the end of this video. All right, guys, I'm going to see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. I'm signing out.
But a scathing criticism, and that's putting it mildly. How has it come to this? Because, the way you describe it, it sounds like the Senate leadership has gone stark raving bonkers.
Yes, it is. Even the word that I used them for lack of more serious words to use.
So it's worse than you said?
Yes, it is worse
according
than I said.
to you?
Yes. Now, let me start about myself as a person. Remember, in this very studio, I accused Akpabio of one of the people who come together to say that I was out of the Senate. Because when the 10th Senate, when I won election to the 10th Senate, I became like a de facto DG campaign to Senator Abdulaziz Yari. In this very place where we are in Telescope Hilton, Akpabio came to my hotel room around 2 a.m. and pleaded that I should work for him. And I told him that I will not work for you because I'm already committed to Senator Yari, and these are my reasons. However, I wish you good luck. And he came, he said he's a Christian like me, I should vote for him to balance the Muslim ticket. And I told him, the testimonies I had from the people of the 8th Senate was not a good one about you. And I told the vice president when the vice president called me to work for you, so I will not work for you. And one day they said there was a meeting in room, in floor 4 of Transcorp Hilton, and they were dashing out $10,000. I told him I'm not collect the money. Now, after the election, one of these days we were in his house, and we had a lengthy discussion. And he started taking me around the house, and he said, "Do you know that I have a chapel in my house?" I said, "Wow, you have a chapel here." I said, "Let me see." He went and showed me the chapel. And in the chapel, he told me that, "You know, you are my brother." I said, "Yes." He said, 5 senators will leave the Senate. He said, 5. I said, "How did you know?" He said, "I'm the Senate president. I know five senators are leaving." And truth what Akpabio said, 5 of us left.
You had no idea you were one of them.
I was no idea that I was penciled for removal myself. So, when I was in the Senate, I traveled to Kenya on a parliamentary assignment. I spent my own money, about $14,000. I submitted paper for reimbursement. They refused to pay me till this very day. Before I was removed, I already obtained Angolan visa to represent the Senate at the APU conference in Angola. The practice has been, even if you're not a senator or a member of our House of Representatives, as long as you are you are representing the country. In fact, former senators or former members of the House of Reps still represent Nigeria until new people come in and inaugurated. He told me back from the airport. That is Akpabio. My salary for that month, I was moved on the 19th by federal government rule of engagement. After 15th, you'll be paid your full salary. My salary, I was moved on the 19th of October. My salary was not paid for that month on the orders of Akpabio. And let me tell you one worst thing that he did. There are 109 senators. Now, 5 of us were removed. 2 left. Umahi left to become minister for works. Gadam left to become minister for police affairs. Now, making 7 senators left the National Assembly. Out of the 7 senators who left, Akpabio sent their official cars to their houses. Every senator that was removed from the Senate got their own official vehicles, leaving only Senator Abbo alone. Senator Darlington got his own. The 2 senators from Plateau, the other Senator Ohere, the 4 of us removed by the court, they all got their own. And the 2 that left before me, that I screened them to become ministers, because they come for screening, and then I screened them as a senator. They also got their own car. They left before me, yet they got their own car, leaving me out of the 116 senators sworn into the 10th Assembly. Because I challenged Akpabio, I was the only senator that they refused to give him the car. That is the vindictiveness of somebody called Akpabio. And then let us look at Senator Abdul-Ningi. Senator Abdul-Ningi was the chairman of the Northern Senators Forum, and I was the treasurer of the Northern Senators Forum. So as the treasurer, as a matter of fact, I was slated to become the secretary of the Northern Senators Forum. But because Abdul-Ningi and Senator Abbo, we are from the Northeast, and we said, let's take this secretary position to another person from another zone. So I became the treasurer of the Northern Senators Forum. And Abdul-Ningi came out to say, this is not the budget that we passed. And it has been increased by so figures. Before you need Jack Robinson, Senator Abdul-Ningi was suspended from the Senate for 3 months. And let's look at Senator Ndume. Ndume was the digital Akpabio. When Senator Ndume came out to say, things are not run properly here, what happened to him? He was removed as the chief whip of the Senate, stripped of his position as the vice chairman of the Senate Committee on Appropriation, and then be thrown away. What vindictiveness again do you want? And now look at it. The same Akpabio, I moved that motion to amend the rule of the Senate standing rule, that will allow only a senator that have served for at least 1 term of 4 years in the Senate before he go contest for leadership of the Senate. I might look Senate president only. The same Akpabio went and brought in first-time senators and made them leadership of both minority and the majority. Right. Just so that he can control them, so that nobody can say anything to him. Do you know that in Senator Akpabio's house, senators serve him tea?
Well, I don't know.
I am telling you now.
But let me just say.
And I am telling you now. And I told him that you are no longer a governor. These senators are your colleagues, we are not your commissioners. So they cannot serve you tea. All former senators that have been there since the time of Shagari, we are not happy with the level of the integrity of the Senate that have been washed down. I lost my senatorial seat through judicial banditry, because there's no law that back what happened. And I believe the judge know what she did. And that's why she had to send Senator Ken Inamani to come to my house to come and beg me. And it's true, Ken Inamani is still alive. A situation where a judge said that local government election that took place in 5 local governments, and she cancelled election in 2 local governments, diffranchised 2 local governments, cancelled election in 263 polling units, and not order for election as the law stipulated. That is not the law. That is robbery. That is a coup against democracy.
Right. So you think there was political pressure?
Of course, he was pressured. And I said it time upon time.
Right.
And unfortunately, I petitioned the NJC, and NJC became a body that only punished small judges, magistrate and high court judges, but they cannot punish big judges. And that's why I'm supporting the bill that should dismantle NJC. They are doing nothing. I have letters from the NJC today in my hand. They are doing nothing. And I'm advocating for that same bill in the House of Reps that the NBA should be the one who will discipline judges by passing a vote of no confidence on airing judges.
Right.
Before I became a senator, something happened. And it was a case of people fought. Some ladies fought, not in an adult shop, but rather a candy shop that's separated into 2.
Right.
At this side, they sell candy for birthdays, the cakes, and the rest of it on one side. On the other side, it was an adult shop for women.
Right.
And I dropped one of my sister with her friend. And when I left, I was told that, I received a call that your sister is dead. I said, died? He said, what happened? They said somebody hit her. I thought maybe it was a car that hit her. I said, did the driver stop? They said, the driver did not stop. It's not a driver, it's a person. I rushed back there, and I met a lifeless body who fainted there, assaulted by her fellow person. And it's not the owner of the shop. The person also came there, and they had an issue. What happened was that they called off the video where the real assault took place on my own sister. And I met a conscious sister lying down, and they brought up where matter escalated.
Where you lost your temper.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
And we went to court, tried for criminal assault, which is more dangerous than just paying damages here and there or whatever. And we requested for the original video to know what happened. And the judge found me not guilty. However, there's a pressure on government. They want to continue to be taking money from here and there and the rest of it. And they said they are suing for damage. What damage? I never appeared in the court. I only heard that there's a case at the Federal High Court where they said they charged me for whatever, so there should be exemplary damage because my name is a senator. I should pay 50 million naira for fighting, and I appealed the case. So the matter was before the magistrate court, and I won the case.
Right. Okay, well, that's what you say. The thing that is in the public domain is slightly different.
No,
but let's move on.
You are hearing from me,
Right.
and you say you are giving opportunity chance to clear this, and you are hearing
Yeah,
from me.
I
now.
understand that.
And not also that they say it's a breastfeeding mother, and these are all lies.
Right.
Do you know that a situation whereby they hired a baby, so that the woman will hold a baby, so she's a breastfeeding mother. They borrowed a neighbor's baby and claimed to be breastfeeding.
Of this, I mean, you said the Senate President had mishandled the Senator Natasha Akpoti Udughan sexual harassment allegation affair.
Yes.
How so?
In the 8th Senate, I have the video and I can send it to you. Senator Akpabio had a serious verbal exchange with the Senate President Bukola Saraki over change of Senate seat. He was not suspended. He was not investigated. The matter was handled with maturity. In the case of Natasha, it took a different dimension. Sat like the emperor that he claimed he is, and said the woman shall be suspended for 6 months, withdraw her security, stop payment of her salaries, not to be seen to close the National Assembly building, and even her aides should also lose their salaries. Far-reaching decisions. Even ordering the Inspector General of Police not to provide her with security. In another way, exposed and so she will be killed. When you withdraw somebody's security, which is on right, that means you are exposing that person to be killed. And I know the IG, you see the police for all of us. Nobody owns the police. The IG realized that that is not a good thing to do. Because if they had tomorrow that Natasha is killed, something will happen that we don't pray it happen. Now, if Akpabio was not suspended for fighting with Saraki over change of his seat, why are you suspending Natasha for 6 months? If only your motivation is because of change of seat. Secondly, Natasha went to court and she got a court injunction barring the Senate from investigating her until the substantive matter is hard. Senate went against the court judgment and suspended her still, even when there's an existing court judgment. That is contempt of the court. It was after they finished suspending Natasha that they went to court to vacate the court order barring them after contempt of court. And I'm sorry to use this word, cowardly, the judge, instead of arresting Akpabio for contempt of court, he vacated his own judgment that they broke. That's the pressure he was under. And instead for the judge to also go into the substantive matter, he recused himself from the case of Natasha. You see what is happening?
It certainly raises questions. Let me put it that way, as politely as I can. So what is your advice to Senator Natasha Udughan now?
Senator Natasha is doing what she's doing. And I heard that they want to call her. Nobody can call Natasha. Take a note and write it down. Nobody can call Natasha. You see, we are not a banana republic. The idea they will recall her and they went and forged signatures, 250 signatures. Let me give you these figures. The registered voters in Kogi Central.
Very briefly, we've got about a minute left, unfortunately.
The registered voters in Kogi Central is over 500,000 registered voters. Section 69 of the 1999 Constitution said that you must have more than half of registered voters before they recall you. They got 250,000 signatures and submitted to INEC. And the law says that they must have 250,000 plus people who appeared for a referendum to return her. Now look at the 2023 election. The voter turnout on the national scale is just 27%. The vote that Natasha got to take her to the Senate is 54,000. Her opponent, closest one, got 52,000. LP, NNPP, and other people, all the votes of 2023 is just 106,000. That is representing 22.1%, 21.2%. Now, if the whole vote of Kogi Central for PDP, APC, Labour Party, NNPP is just 21%, that's 106,000. Why will they manufacture a 50% vote? That is over 200,000 people to recall Natasha. It's just to keep her busy. They cannot recall her. My advice to her is that she should continue pressing her own and be sincere, be truthful, and stand firm against dictatorship.